Hey, what's going on, guys? On today's project, I'm going to show you how I mounted these cabinets onto the cinder block wall you're seeing behind me. This also works for just a straight up concrete foundation, but it's actually really easy. Let's get into it. So I bought a 1x6 by 16 foot pressure treated board as the mounting block. And I went ahead and attached a guide so that when I run the circular saw, it'll be level all the way across. So here I am attaching it with clamps, and then I grab my circular saw. So I'm using a French cleat method of attachment. So to do that, I'm changing the angle on my circular saw to 45 degrees as you're seeing there. I tighten that down, and then I go ahead to my board to make the cut. So using the guide that I clamped on, I run the circular saw along the guide at a 45-degree angle, about midway down the middle of the board, so I have even segments on both sides. And there I am finishing the cut, just with a straight cut across. And here's a quick look at the 45-degree angle for both the top mounting board and the attachment board to the cabinet. Next up, I measured the back of my cabinet, and then I cut these boards to length so I could use them as a mounting block. So making the mark there, then I head inside and just cut it with my miter. Okay, so moving over to the cabinet, I want to flip that over, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach the French cleat portion to the top there. So I'm using some clamps to make sure it's level and flush with the top. And then once I have those in place for both sides, I'm just going to go in and screw that and make sure it's securely attached to the top of the cabinet. So here's a quick look of the 45-degree bevel attached to the cabinet, and that's going to hang on the ledger board that we attached to the cinder block. So we're installing two cabinets today. So here I am installing the hanging board on the second cabinet right at the top, making sure everything's flush, and there's a look at the back end. Another important step is you got to put some blocking at the bottom of the cabinet. The board needs to be the same size as what you used up top as the hanger board, and that's going to prevent it from wobbling around when you hang it on the wall. So I established the level at which I was going to hang the cabinets by using a laser level. There I am turning the light out so you can see it a little more clearly. But just find the level you want, get it level, and then go ahead and get prepared to make the actual marks. Once I had the level I liked, I went ahead and just made a couple Sharpie marks along the laser level just so I had a permanent reference guide when I went to hang them. So at this point, I grabbed the ledger board and I put it in place along the laser level line and prepared to mount it to the wall. So the hardware we're going to need to fasten the cabinets to the concrete cinder block is, one, we're going to go ahead and need a masonry bit. So I'm using 1/4-inch Tapcon screws, and for that you're going to use a 3/16-inch carbon tipped concrete drill bit to go actually and drill into the cinder block wall. And then these screws right here require a number 3 Phillips bit. So you'll need some kind of combination of these three, and now let's go ahead and mount it. Oh, we have this right here, and I have just a standard bit right here. This is just a wood drill bit. So with the standard 3/16-inch wood drill bit, just go ahead and preliminarily drill through the wood in the locations where you want to install the screws. Next, go ahead and swap out your wood drill bit with the carbide tip bit. And now you're going to go ahead and actually make the marks on the concrete block so you know where to actually drill those in. So I actually just drilled one first, and then I put that wood drill bit back in the wood and used it as kind of a hinge to establish the level. Once I had that, I went back and actually marked the other two places on the block, and then it was just a matter of drilling all the way into the block so that we could go ahead and mount our Tapcon screws later on. So I used the drill bits again as, temporary hangers, and then I went ahead and got my Tapcon and went and screwed it into the block. You're going to want to make sure if you were on hammer function for the pre-drilling that you take it off that function when you drill in the Tapcons. But they went in pretty easily. Make sure they're flush, and here I am finishing out the last two. Once you're comfortable with the wood cinder block connection, go ahead and take your cabinet, and then it's as simple as just sliding the French cleat down on top of each other. Adjust it how you need, but it's a pretty good look. One down, one to go. So I'm going to time lapse and narrate this one quickly. Grab your wood drill bit and mark the locations of the screws. Then you're going to take your carbide bit and actually drill that one hole. Use the wood drill bit as the hinge, establish your level, and make the other marks where you're going to use the carbide bit. Then drill in those holes all the way into the cinder block. At this point, you can install the Tapcons, and you're pretty much done with your second installation. All you're going to do now is take your cabinet and lift it up into place. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. If the video helped you out, I really would appreciate if you could drop a like down below and also leave a comment. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Also, if you like DIY projects like this, I'd appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out tremendously. I'll be doing a giveaway when I reach 100 and then again when I reach 1,000 subscribers. So thanks again for watching. Hope it helped you out. Take care.